Hi. On Valentine's Day of this year, Pamela Anderson and I are going to be releasing a book called Lust for Love. And it's a revolutionary look at relationships. And it argues that the sexual revolution of the 1960s failed in its most important promise, which is it was going to give us a lot of sex. Most married couples today, the national average, they have sex once a week for 7 minutes at a time. And that includes the time that the husband spends begging. We argue that the reason for this is that sexuality lost its sensuality. There are 5 points of connection between people who love each other and people who make love, carnal desire. And those 5 points are sound and touch and scent, and you can figure out the rest. But everything today is being dominated almost entirely by sight, by the visual, to the exclusion of all else. Now, when you have a medium like the one we're using right now, which is entirely visual, it's only two-dimensional. And after a while, what you see is what you get, almost quite literally. You're not getting a lot more. And as a result, attraction is being diminished. And one of the things that we offer as a solution is, if I can find it on me right now, look at this. So I hold in my hand what is considered to be arguably the most successful consumer product in the history of the world. Yes, it is an iPhone. I don't work for Apple. I have nothing as invested in Apple, too bad. But I do use an iPhone. And what's interesting about this product is it the best technology? We can debate. There's other offerings. But Steve Jobs was not an engineer. He was a marketer. And what he understood about marketing something is that you don't want people to love your product. You want someone to lust after your product. You want someone to yearn, to pine for your product. Steve Jobs wanted people to stand outside an Apple store to buy one of these the way that Romeo stood outside Juliet's balcony pining for her. He created that lust for a phone with 3 essential ingredients of lust, which are ethereal. They can be superimposed onto any object, including, of course, the flesh. What are they? The first thing Steve Jobs did was he made sure that no one could buy his phone. He made it unavailable. Apple releases just a few of these new phones in their stores, and then you wait to get it because unavailability is the first rule of lust. Number 2, he never talked about the products he was working on. Mystery. Don't flood the market with information. Do the opposite. Allow there to be a realm of fantasy. Wow, what's the new thing he's working on? Mystery. Number 3, he positioned Apple as an upstart. Rebellious. Remember the catchphrase that he used to describe Apple. Think different. The upstart. Sinfulness. Rebelliousness. There are 3 rules of lust. Unavailability, mystery, sinfulness. And in our book, Lust for Love, we developed those 3 themes. Could you imagine that in relationships today, one of the reasons that men and women aren't so attracted to each other anymore is that those 3 principles have been undermined. Unavailability? Are you kidding? Men and women make themselves absolutely available. As far as mystery is concerned, we disclose everything to each other from the first instant. In fact, we do it even on social media to complete strangers. Full disclosure is the order of the day. There's no mystery. I'm not saying to play games. I'm just saying that there's so many layers to our personality, and if we allow it to gradually unfold more organically, it's so much more impactful. And finally, sinfulness. There's so much more to ourselves than the sanitized version that we release to the public. The sanitized version that masks who we really are. But if we bring these things back into our personalities and into our relationships, you'd be amazed at how lust would begin to be reinvited and reclaimed in our relationships. Let me finish by saying this to you, something radical. And you may not agree with me, but this is what this discussion's all about. Everyone thinks that love should be the basis of marriage. And that's maybe one of the reasons we have a 50% divorce rate. And that's being charitable 50%. It might be even higher. Because love is something that you have between best friends, siblings. The real foundation of a relationship is supposed to be lust, electrified desire, an inability to suppress one's yearning for someone else. And that is a nuclear connection that keeps you with someone for the duration of their lives. Why do we dump on lust so much? Because we think it can't last. So we trivialize it, we denigrate it, we make it something pornographic, when really lust is from the Bible. Therefore shall a man leave his father and leave his mother, Genesis 2:24. He shall cleave unto his wife and they shall become one flesh. That deep cleaving, that deep yearning, that deep desire. What Jews say every Friday night about God, the soul pining for the Creator. Kizekama nichsof nichsafti. Oh Lord, how much I have lusted for you, pined for you. And that's why the greatest book of the Bible, according to the Talmud, is King Solomon's beautiful, romantic lust poem called The Song of Solomon. Yes, lust can be kosher. This is Rabbi Shmuley, and I look forward to seeing you in a beautiful, fulfilling, and committed relationship. God bless you.